Thanks for joining me for another episode of What's That All About? So today we're going to be looking at the elusive Illuminati. I I mean, I don't know about you, but the only thing I ever really knew or know about the Illuminati, I knew from watching Angels and Demons, which they make reference of in here when I was doing my research. So I was kind of fascinated by what I found out. So, in a historical sense, the term Illuminati refers to the Bavarian Illuminati, a secret society that operated from 1776 to 1785. Now, they were founded by Adam Weishaupt, a German law professor who believed Enlightenment ideals were the way forward. So his followers sought to promote those ideals among the elites. Okay, Adam wanted to educate the Illuminati members in reason, philanthropy, and other secular values so they could influence political decisions when they came to power. Now, at first, they sound like they appear to be with like righteous kind of intent, right? They want to spread the word of enlightenment and philanthropy and all these good things. They sound really good. And then comes a little twist. At its largest during this decade, that 1776 to 1785, the membership topped out at roughly 2,500, so it wasn't huge. And during this time, they were somewhat of a sleeper cell, okay? So they would go to other groups, like Illuminati members would pose as other groups, like they'd go to the Freemasons lodges and try to get recruits that way. And because they were a competing secret society at the time, okay? So the Illuminati believed there was two sides to this historical group. They had odd rituals and they had these ideals that sometimes seemed at odds with each other. So they did plenty of unusual things. They used a symbol like an owl because it represented wisdom, and they adopted pseudonyms to avoid being identified. So when they'd go to these Freemason lodges for their meetings, they would be wearing, like, they would either present themselves as, Tom, Dick, and Harry, and their names weren't Tom, Dick, and Harry. But so they wouldn't be identified in society. So I found that very odd. But they also had complicated hierarchy. They had things like novice, Minerval, and illuminated Minerval that divided the ranks. In the beginning, members didn't trust anyone over 30. Oh, I'm out. Because they thought you were too set in your ways after that. There could be some truth to that. But I think it was more like 40 for me. Anyway, while they had these odd rituals, they also promoted a worldview that promoted rational thought and self-rule. So they were very much against, supposedly, they were very much against like monarchy. Okay, the Illuminati were closer to revolutionaries than world rulers. So they appeared to be somewhat of a group of enlightened people. So you'd think that their purpose would be more genuine. In 1785, the Duke of Bavaria, Karl Theodor, banned all secret societies, including the Illuminati, and instituted serious punishments if anyone joined, or if they were found out to have joined. Now, at that moment of the disbanding, the real myth expanded of the Illuminati, where great stories are told, that's where they're born. It's the inception point. For example, now, documents found in homes of high-ranking Illuminati, what did they call them? The Minerval, the Minerval Illuminati. Members confirmed some of the spookiest theories, like their dreams of world domination and cult-like behavior. See, I knew it. On the surface, too good to be true. There are more conspiracy theories swirling around this group throughout history, believe you me. Another one is that they're responsible for the French Revolution. I mean, they were such a small, 2,500 is not that big of a group. And now you're telling me they're responsible for the French Revolution? Also, they were also said to have infiltrated the Freemasons as well. So Um, why do people still believe in the Illuminati today? Well, the Illuminati never completely disappeared from popular culture. So, in the mid 1970s, the Illuminati made quite the comeback thanks to a literary trilogy that gave the group the spotlight. The books are there. Part one is The Eye of the Pyramid. Part two, The Golden Age. And part three is The Leviathan. And they're written by Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson. And these books were made from some real research that they gathered, but also with a hefty dose of fantasy, which made them very popular, and they spread like wildfire, and hence the myth continued. And it kept them on the radar. They stayed relevant. Now, after these books were published, the resurgence of the Illuminati's popularity was established. You started seeing more of them, like their symbols, places, and things like that. For example, in Dan Brown's book, yeah, it's a book, Angels and Demons, and in the movie, right, where Tom Hanks, Robert Langdon, he all these subcultures that they're dealing with. Well, the Illuminati gets kind of clumped in with Satanism and alien myths and other ideas that would, be totally foreign to the real and first Bavarian Illuminati. They would have been like, what is this all about? This is nothing like we wanted. But as we all know, movies tend to sensationalize things just to make it intriguing and mysterious, and it usually works. So, speaking of today's pop culture, though, do you think there are celebrities among us that possibly are part of the Illuminati? It's been rumored that Jay-Z and Beyonce and Kanye West, I don't care what Kanye West is doing as long as he keeps himself busy doing something else where he's not hurting people, just to name a few. And they're said to be members. Now they do the thing I did one time when I was doing an episode. I think I said to you, I don't want to do the Illuminati sign because I don't know, it just feels wrong because I'm not part of the Illuminati. Um, Now they do that symbol, excuse me, with the hands, and when you see the celebrities, they're so influential that people are gonna be intrigued by it. And again, when they're asked, though, like Jay-Z and Beyonce are asked, they of course answer with, that's ridiculous and stupid. But wouldn't if you were part of a secret group, wouldn't you answer that way? I think that goes for kind of a lot of them, if not all of them, like Skull and Bones or something, or something along those lines. And if you haven't heard of the Skull and Bones, I may do an episode on those as well. They are trippy. Um, but this honestly, it's also rumored. Now this is where it gets really weird. It's also rumored that since they are said to be powerful in some instances. It is rumored, really conspiracy theory rumored, that they could be these Illuminati. I'm not saying Jay-Z and Beyonce, but I'm saying in general they could be reptilians, because the reptilians, that theory emerged due to the fact that the alien race known as the reptilians are said to be shapeshifters. Okay, I think I've mentioned that before, but I'm not sure. And they're also extremely powerful. They're said to, when other alien species have communicated, say, with our government or whatever, because they have, um, they're kind of like the top tier, or right around the top tier. But supposedly they have successfully infiltrated our societies, our governments, our military, and other official capacities. But I, it's unsettling, but I'm not sure I believe it. So I'm a little bit on the fence about it, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the Illuminati is still active today, or is it just a fun myth that we kind of still abide by, and just because it's fun and it's entertaining? Because a lot of times we like to distract with entertaining things, because what's really going on in the world is, God, it's more disturbing than any myth. So until next time, though, I hope you enjoyed this, and like and subscribe, and stay happy and healthy, stay weird, and take care. Thanks.